What's going on, guys? Nick Friel here, founder of Media Simplified. We are a mortgage marketing agency that has helped over 1,000 mortgage brokers scale their business online using lead generation, automation, systems and processes, and more. This video is going to be for those mortgage professionals out there that have been heavily reliant on referrals and have never really done anything in the lead generation or online marketing space, but are really interested and they just don't know where to start. So this video is going to be about how to switch from referrals over to online marketing and lead generation. All right, so the first concept and really the biggest concept that we're going to talk about is that right now where you're at, a lot of people decide, okay, I want to try lead generation or online marketing. And the first thing they do is they go rush to an agency or to a lead generator and they want leads. When in fact, the first thing you should do is prepare the system, because a lot of people's system looks like this, where it's a complete mess. There's no real organization and leads get lost in 1,000 different places along the way. You want a system that nurtures them from top of funnel all the way to bottom, meaning getting them from lead to appointment all the way to close. And it just takes a little bit of thought beforehand. You're here at this scenario and you're thinking right away that you should start getting leads and that's going to move you forward and eventually move you up. What I suggest is that before you do that and you run into a situation where you very quickly get overwhelmed with your leads, you get on with the lowest 10% of the leads that you get, they scare you away thinking that leads aren't quality and all of these things that we always hear, when in fact there should be systems in place to filter those people out so that your time is spent with the people that are qualified. So first couple of steps that we recommend. First one, obvious one, but so many people fail to do this, is we need a list. I hear all the time, I don't have a list. I've never done leads before. If you've been in business for any amount of time, longer than 6 months, you have a list. You have people that have emailed you. You have realtors that have connected with you. You have deals that you've closed. First thing we're going to do, even if the list is 20 people long, we're going to get all of your contacts, use your cell phone, Google Sheets, your email, use your LOS system, export a list, copy and paste all of those contacts into a master Google Sheet. So that's the first thing we need, is a master list. And this is going to be the list that no matter where our leads come from, we're going to continue getting them all under this one, organized place. We can set up some automations and whatnot in the, in the future, but for right now, curate the list. Second thing we're going to do, once again, the theme of this is to fix facing backwards before we start moving forwards. So second thing we're going to do is build or confirm that we have a base. Meaning if someone goes and looks our name up online, our mortgage company up online, what are they going to find? Do you have any social media? Do you have a website? Do you have Google reviews? You don't need to be a rock star online. You don't need to have 1,000 Google reviews or 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube. But having these things will absolutely help establish you as an authority in your niche. It'll make people more comfortable reaching out to you if they don't know you. And it's critical to make sure that you have a strong base. So the theme is not, be perfect in any one platform and, be viral online. The theme is to first make sure we have website, we have basic social media presence, we have some good Google reviews online, that if someone looks us up, they can find us somewhere. Another easy thing you can do, go over to Canva or to ChatGPT even, and create some educational assets, ebooks, PDFs, things that you would find helpful or you think that might be helpful for your clients. Get that digital portfolio built up where you have some educational assets that you can give to your customers. And that's also perfect social proof, things that you can load up on your social media sites. And then voila, you're good to go. You have sites online. It has some educational content. That's really all that's needed. Another thing that we highly suggest is that if you've been in business for a couple of years, you've probably closed some deals. Please reach out to the people that you've closed. Like, that's one of the key secrets you can take away from, any business guru, is talking to your customers is going to solve most of your problems. So go back and talk to your closes and ask them for some reviews, because that social proof online, even having 5, 10, 15 positive reviews, it's going to put people's mind at rest. Any bit of, online reviews, any bit of social proof that you can provide is better than none. You can even use what we call, sawdust. Sawdust is when you use just general positive things that have happened in your business as testimonials. So if you get a nice text message from a customer, putting that on your Google My Business. If you get, a nice email from a realtor who says, hey, thanks for taking care of my customer. You screenshot that, blank out the names and use that as social proof. So what things are happening in your business that you can start using as social proof, and what people can we reach out to start getting some reviews and build that base and making sure that everything feeds back to your application link. That's another little secret to take away. Everything should be feeding back to your online application link. All right, next thing, figuring out your avatar. So we've created a master list. We've made sure we have a base online. Now we want to look at our closes and figure out who the avatar is. So a lot of times customers come to us and they're like, oh, I want to do jumbo loans only, and realistically they've closed only 1 or 2 jumbo loans in the last 2 years. And 90% of their deals are coming from, a loan range of, 500,000 to 750 or, 300 to 500. It's not necessarily about what you want to serve, but who is your bread and butter right now. So we want to know, how much is that person making? How old are they? Where do they live? Where did they come from? Was it a realtor referral? Was it, an online source? It sounds like this big project, but all we need to do is take all of these stats. You can take out any private information, but take all of these stats and numbers, plug it into ChatGPT and ask it to provide you an avatar and give it the parameters that you want. And it can give you a clear indicator of what, your ideal client is, who you're most often closing. This is an easy step that a lot of people skip over, and they just kind of come up with in their head who they think their ideal person is. When you actually put the numbers down and you put pencil to paper, or keyboard to ChatGPT, you can find out, with data exactly who your best clients are. It's going to give you so much information. It's going to tell you what sort of lead gen we should be running. And overall, it's going to get you prepared to start actually moving forward and getting leads. So ChatGPT, enter the closes, get your avatar. All right, next thing is preparing your sales process. So now we have a list, we have a base of, social proof online. We kind of have our avatar. Usually people have some sort of, Rolodex of contacts of people they could reach out to. So I highly suggest practicing a couple of times before you start paying for leads. Practice what it's going to be like, because the biggest thing you need to come to terms with is that switching from referrals to lead generation, it's going to be a shock. There is there's nothing better than having a warm referral walk into your office and say, yes, I want to work with you. Lead generation is a different game. You're going to have to ask different questions, talk to people in a different way, educate them a little bit more. And you need to have that dialed in. It's not just going to come like that. So what we want to know is, what are you going to say as soon as they answer the phone? What are you going to say if they are qualified? What are you going to say if they aren't qualified? Getting a script, it's not like a salesy thing. Most people have like a weird stigma about scripts. Like, figure out what you're going to say, because if you can say the same thing every time and have it work, then, your job's going to be a whole lot easier when making calls. So you need to have kind of, ulterior paths for them. It's going to make your life a lot easier. You're not going to have to be rude or, feel weird every time someone's not qualified. You're going to have a nice smooth path that they take to, some sort of education or credit repair, where, eventually they'll get back on the, line with you. But having all these things planned out is extremely important, because what it's also going to do is give you a rough draft of, what your sales process is. So once you've done this a million times, we're going to be able to document all of this out so that you can bring loan officers in and make it, more rinse and repeat for them. Once again, using ChatGPT for this makes it super easy. Plug in the information that you want, have it come up with an easy qualifying call one script, and start using it and iterating it until it's perfect. So as you're making those iterations, it's really important that you're documenting, because we want checklists and kind of overviews of each and every sales process, because sales is one of the first things that you can bring someone in and you have a checklist of how to do call ones, a checklist of how to take apps with people, a checklist of how to follow up with people who have submitted apps. And it's going to make training up a salesperson really easy and duplicatable, so that you have a system that's appealing and you can bring talent in. Last thing that I highly suggest when switching from referrals over to lead generation is you've got to get the online application optimized, because a lot of times you're not going to be right there with them like you would with referrals, filling everything out, going one by one. A lot of times they're going to be doing it on their own time without maybe even you knowing. And it's really important that it's smooth and it goes, everything goes properly. They're able to get through the whole app. It's not clunky. So highly suggest you send your application to 5 to 10 friends or close clients, ask them to go through it with test information and ask them to give you feedback on if it was slow, did it load fast, were the questions too lengthy, was it hard to log into, what feedback do they have? And we can make those optimizations so that when you start getting lots of traffic and lots of leads, you're not losing potential deals that, those are some of the best ones that fill out apps without you knowing. So that's going to be the last one, is optimizing the apps. And if you do these things, and I say if you do, 100 reps, that'll be the last tip here, is do a sprint to 100 reps. You'll have a system that you can actually duplicate out and do this over and over and over again with other salesmen, other loan officers. It'll make your business very attractive, and doing this will make your lead generation efforts so much more valuable so that you're not wasting money. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Hope this video was valuable to some of you out there. Let me know what you think below. And if not, either way, my name is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We'll see you on the other side.